Morning guys, Moorhuhn here. Today I want to talk about my Berserker Power Siphon character. This character was featured in the last few videos I did upload, and I want to go over the gear and like how the character works overall. Before that we will look into some clips of the clearing, while I talk about how I started this character. So I started this character as my league starter in solo self-found. And because I knew a Wonder does not really level well, I did level with Molten Strike. So I wouldn't recommend leveling this character with Wanding, except you do have leveling gear. Then it's totally possible to level with Power Siphon or Kinetic Blast later on. But that would require some decent gear at least. Then I did level up with Molten Strike. It was kinda annoying because I had to travel for a very long time without reaching any damage nodes, and that was very annoying, but that's life, I guess. In the end I did reach maps and started wanding when I actually reached the wanding clusters and got a halfway decent wand, like one stat, I guess. So the character started without really anything and played up to red maps in a 4 link, and it did work out surprisingly well. So my league start went pretty well. I did take down the Conquerors, etc. And finally I reached Sirus, where I had to go through 8 attempts until I did beat him, finally. So this character did pretty much everything the game has available, and there are already videos up, Uber Elder, Sirus, etc. I still have to work on my Sirus mechanics, then he will be easy. I did just lose a run again because I did die in the second phase and not in the last phase, and that bricked 4 portals because that's bullshit. Yeah, whatever. So let's take a look at my gear. I currently am using a multi-crafted wand. This one is special and different to most other wanders because I don't craft attack speed, which is a very good multiplier. It would give about 10% more damage at this point, 13%, something like that. But I want to trigger socketed spell gems, and that's Wave of Conviction for lightning exposure, Projectile Weakness for overall more damage and knockback. That's a pretty good curse. And Frost Bomb for life regeneration, recovery reduced, and for cold exposure, which gives minus cold resistance, which is very good. Then we've got Brisk Warp, that is very bad. It's the only 6 link I do own, that's why I do use it. I currently am trying to link these, and I want to wear the belly of the beast apparently. But I'm going for some rings for Law Weave, that would be my final upgrade. When I use the, where is it? Didn't miss it again. When I use the belly of the beast, I would take the Crown of the Inward Eye as well from Sirus himself. But for this I need quite a decent chest to make it really work, because it's a little less damage than the Fractured Thought Vaal Mask. This one is pretty good as long as you have more dexterity than the others, because you get the critical strike multiplier. If I had more strength than intelligence, I would gain more, more dexterity as well, which would be pretty good, but currently it's not really obtainable for me. So that would give me a little boost as well here. And then I've got the Mist Wall, a pure defensive shield as well. It does not give life, but it does give movement speed and max block until you block, and when you block it gives phasing and chance to avoid elemental damage. This is huge. It's such good defense, like really good. And the other stuff is just crafted rares. So Prism Weave allocated, that I do have Prism Weave up here because I can't really touch it with skill points, it's way too far. And then just a lot of life. I did try to hit Pierce on my amulet with Talisman Craft, but I didn't get it, but maximum life is good as well. This is a pretty ridiculous talisman, to be honest. And we've got an as ridiculous ring, just a lot of damage and resistances and life. And here it's just more life, some damage, and no real resistances. My gloves are pretty new and I'm not really fine with them, but I don't have the stuff to craft them at the moment. So on these gloves I would want flat lightning damage as well, and a third like natural resistance for more resistance obviously, or attack speed. Attack speed would be fine too. Then my belt is Stygian Vice, which had life resistances and a good elemental damage with attacks mod, and I slammed, or I crafted elemental damage with attacks, and I slammed with an Redeemer Exalted the increased damage with hits against shield enemies, which is pretty good because we nearly chill all enemies, aside from Sirus probably. Then we've got the boots. Those are very basic, just resistance, life, move speed. That's it. Very basic. For my flask setup, I do currently use immune to freeze divine life flask because I have an immune to bleed jewel or immune to corrupted blood. This is not perfect. You should probably run it on another flag, but I like damage, and so I use it series. A Dying Sun. The Dying Sun I want to change for Wise Oak when I can fill around with the resistances, but I won't do that until I have the other gear that I want to have, because filling resistances and then change gear is pretty damn dumb in solo self-found. Then I've got a Diamond Flask with the Katarina Critical Strike chance mod, so it's a very good damage flask, and a Stip Knight with Anti-Curse just to be safe. For Sirus I changed for a movement speed flask to get out of the maze quicker. That's pretty much my character in a nutshell. For the gems I use an Enlighten 4, which is pretty lucky but you don't need it, with Precision, Wrath and Herald of Ice. In the helmet I use Increased Duration, Warbanner, Cast when damage taken and Steel Skin. Oh, actually it's 20, so I can take my other Steel Skin in there. Yeah, this I should change for Sirus actually. I should put in an Herald of Lightning, Herald of Thunder, it's called. But I'm too lazy for that. It would give me a few % more damage. I don't know how much, but wait, we can check that out quickly. So it would give me more damage. Path of Building has to load up. It would give me, let's check, Herald of Thunder 2020. It's like, yeah, 7% more damage, but I don't think I need it too badly, so I don't really do it yet. Might do in the future though, when I change the helmet and have white sockets, because I need white sockets for that to feel good. Then in the shield I have Berserk, Fortify and Shield Charge, pretty basic. Don't need fast attacks on the Berserker because we are fast already. Like, this is my normal speed and I always have blitz charges and stuff up, so I'm a lot faster than that, as you see in the video before and after. Then I have my Kinetic Blast, Added Lightning, Elemental Damage with Attack, Greater Multiple. Here I want Awakening GMP, but I sadly didn't get it yet. And then our main setup with Power Siphon is Power Siphon, Inspiration, Elemental Damage with Attacks, Barrage, Awakened Elemental Focus. You can use another, like a normal Elemental Focus or so as well. And then Added Cold here, and obviously an Awakened Added Cold or Added Lightning would be a lot better, but yeah, that's what I got. So for this skill tree, we have a lot of life, and that's good. We take life here, we take life there, Jewel Slot, life, 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 more life, and no life. Then this cluster is like the biggest part of our damage, I guess. Then we've got crit, a power charge, more crit, attack speed and chance to hit, so it's crit. And we got dodge. Dodge is good, especially with like 6 to 7k life. With the other setup that I want to wear later on, I would have about 7.1k HP, which is very good, especially because we can get these 2 life nodes as well, so we go to like 7.3k, and that with a shield without life already, and but that's pretty good. Like over 7k on Wonder is pretty decent, I guess. So you just want to travel up here, and when you reach these nodes you can start to play Wanding. I currently use Eldritch Battery because I have Watcher's Eye that gives energy shield leech. You don't need that, but the combination of mana and energy shield makes it possible for me to, when I'm in fight, constantly use without really caring about my mana and never run out of it. And then yeah, it's just like attack speed, pierce. For Sirius I go out of these pierce nodes and put them in life, so I have a little bit more survivability, and that's it pretty much. You want obviously the penetration and stuff. Sadly I can't go for force of nature because I don't have the needed points for that. I would have to take out points here and go here, and that's not worth it. I tried it out in Path of Building and it's not worth it at all. I mean, you would lose a lot of survivability and gain quite a bit of damage, but it's, yeah, not enough in my opinion. For the Ascendancy we go with Grave of Slaughter, Rite of Ruin, Flawless Savagery and Blitz Charges. You could take out Rite of Ruin and put it into Aspect of Carnage, and I did that for a long time, but in my opinion the survivability at the moment is too important to take the 10% increased damage. Even with the buffed 45 for Aspect of Carnage, we just take too much damage, and it's too, like, we lose too much experience if we do that and can't really level up after like 93, 94 anymore. So Rite of Ruin seems better. It's like DPS wise it's the same, about the same when you have 50 charges, but when you have 50 charges you often want to use Berserk, so it is not as good as Aspect of Carnage damage wise, but you are faster, and yeah, it's in my opinion the better node. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about this character. It's a very fun and fast mapper, and have fun with the coming series kill I will put behind this. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me and leave them in the comments below.
What's this? A real challenge? You've finally caught my attention. Die. Die.
Your lives are meaningless.
It was a good first phase. Sadly I used a lot of my damage flasks already, and the charge of my Quicksilver, which was not intentional. I wanted to disable the map for the fight, I forgot that.
The others found strength.
Woo!
They became reliant on it. I am not so foolish. Be silent.
Oh, holy shit, I survived it.
Die. Be silent. Die.
Beyond, there is only horror.
Die. Be silent.
Oh no. Okay, this is great, I can actually just tank one hit of that.
Die.
Your lives are meaningless.
That's such a good improvement.
Fury of
Is life really interesting enough to warrant all this pain? Die.
is gold.
Oop.
Die.
Why run? What's the point?
Okay, now I just have to trigger him somewhere here. I will wait a moment longer to not take too much damage from the degen.
Creation itself.
Yes, of death, my heart races. I am alive.
Everlasting fire.
You belong for
Non-existence. Die. This is doomed. Be silent.
Oh.
Die. Everlasting fire.
Which one is it? Ah, okay.
feel the thrill of
The void. Die. This is doomed. Be silent. Everlasting fire. Die.
belong for
Non-existent.
Oh my god!
Silent. Die. I have seen beyond. Everlasting fire.
me.
Is an illusion. Die.
No, it was so clean. It was so clean. Ah.
Silent. This is doomed. Everlasting fire. Die.
Feel the thrill of
The void. Silent.
Nice! One death. That's okay. That's fine to me. Oh, it was so clean! Ah, so close, goddamn. Oh, I like this one. Nice. Second kill and it was so clean already. That's how you do it. Thanks for watching.